Hello and welcome to BTA. In this tutorial, I'll walk you through the pricing options available when using BTA with your Shopify store. I'll also walk you through how to configure either of those options, and BTA supports three main pricing models when tagging rentals. Now, I will start with the first option, which is pricing based on fixed rental duration. You want to use this when you offer set rental periods and want your customers to choose from a predefined list of durations. For example, for this dress rental product, you see that there's preset 4-day durations and 8 days. We see the preset 4-day duration and the preset 8 duration. When your customer selects 4 days, it automatically starts as a 4-day selection for them. And for the 8 days, it selects an 8-day selection for them. That is the first option. For example, if the 4-day duration was priced at 80, whereas the 8-day duration was priced at 75, you would be able to configure that on the storefront to make it easier for your customers. To configure this within your Shopify admin for the product, you want to create variants that represent duration. As you can see, the 4-day variants are priced at 80, whereas the 8-day variants are priced at 75. So this is done within the variant option. You click on add an option and add the option values and price accordingly and save that. Then we are going to proceed back to the configuration of the product within BookThatApp itself. And within BTA, you will want to set the duration option, then select variant and select the option duration variant you had created. This will give you the two values. You had the 4 days and the 8 days. You will select the duration to match accordingly to the number of days you want to work with. On the storefront, we see that the price is preset depending on the variant that they select. Now, we're going to proceed to the second pricing option, which is the daily rate pricing. You want to use this option when you charge per day based on however long the customer chooses to rent. For example, for a kayak rental product, a customer could decide to choose 5 days, or they could decide to choose up to the 30th, and the prices will differ accordingly. As you can see here, a daily price rate is $30, and this will change depending on the number of days the customer selects. So once again, back to the actual product configuration in Shopify itself, you will want to set the price to $30 to represent the base price. After doing that, you want to proceed back to BTA and click on settings. Then within settings, you want to click on order processing and ensure that you've enabled the date range updates quantity to yes. So this setting works when the date range is being captured on the product page, and it will allow the quantity to be automatically set to the number of days will multiply by the days the customer selected. Now, let's proceed to the third option, which is price breaks based on rental duration. So use this when you want to offer a lower per day rate for longer rentals. For example, if we preview this product on the storefront, for example, if you want to charge $15 for 1 to 3 day duration and we want to charge, you will use this option. So when a customer selects an option that spans 4 to 7 days, the price will multiply the 4 days by the base price, which is 12 USD. The base price for 8 to 30 days is $8. So if I select a date range that's within that, it will be multiplied by the base price of $8. Now, once again, we'll proceed back to Shopify, open the product, rental purchase product, and proceed to the variant section. You will add the option name duration and then enter the option values, such as 1 to 3 days, 4 to 7 days, and 8 to 30 days. The purchase option is useful for when you want to allow your customers to buy. That will not highlight that today because it's not dependent on duration pricing. Then you want to ensure that you've priced the variants accordingly. For example, the 15 base price for the 1 to 3 days, the 12 base price for the 4 to 7, and the 8 base price for the 8 to 30 days. Once you're done with that, you will save your changes and then we'll proceed back to the product configuration in BTA. Now, we are within the product config on BTA. Then within BTA, you'll proceed to the duration section, select variant duration, select variant basis, and select the duration option variant. And then majorly, you want to ensure that you've selected variants represent date range. Then within the range from section, you want to ensure that you have matched the number of days to the values. For example, in our demo, 1 to 3 days will range from 1 to 3 days. So you want to ensure this has matched, right? Once we are done with that, there are two ways pricing can be calculated with the setup. The first one is the fixed price range. So it is the default behavior, whereby it means that any rental that falls within the 1 to 3 day range here will cost $15 regardless of the number of days selected. And then the second is the per day rate based on range. And to do this, you will proceed to settings and then open your order processing section and enable the date changes update quantity to yes. So with this enabled, a variant priced at 10 per day will calculate as 10 for 1 day, 20 for 2 days, and 30 for 3 days, and so on. Front whereby you see that if I select the 1 to 3 days duration and choose 2 days, my price will multiply to 30. The same case for 4 to 7 days, the price will multiply by the base price. Awesome. Now, the fourth option for pricing would be for the weekday and the weekend rates. Our fourth option is the weekday and the weekend rates. You want to use this when you charge different prices depending on what day of the week the customer books. So to configure this, we'll start in our Shopify admin, open the product. We'll be using this key polls product for this demo. Then within the variants section, we will add a variant for weekday and weekend. Once we set that up, I will price our weekday variant here as 20 and I will price our weekend variant as 30. Alright, now we're on the storefront. We will preview to see that we have the weekend and the weekday variant. Then in BTA, we'll use blackouts to control when each variant is available. To configure, we will start with the weekday variant, and to do that, we'll create a blackout. Select the service here, which is key pulled, and select the variant weekday. Then for the weekday variant, we will be blacking out all the weekends. To set this, I will select all day, set the start date to be on the 20th of June, that is a Saturday, and then we will want to repeat this by enabling a recurring schedule, add dates, repeat this, and then we want to repeat for Saturday and Sundays. Ensure you've set an end date, and we will repeat this weekly and save that. And now, as you can see within the preview, Saturdays and Sundays are locked out. We will save that blackout. Then again, we will proceed to creating another blackout for the weekdays. So we will select key polls again. Then we will choose the weekend variant. Then for the weekend variant, we want to black out all the weekdays. And we can start that on Monday, proceed down to enable a recurring schedule, and then we want to repeat this for every weekday. Ensure you've set an end date, and I will repeat this every week. And then as you can see on the preview, we see that all the weekdays are blacked out for the weekend variant. Save that as well. We are done. All right, now on the storefront, we can see that for the weekend variant, only Sundays and Saturdays are available, and on the weekday variants, only then for the weekday variants, only the weekdays are available. Now, the final pricing option I wanted to highlight in this session is the seasonal pricing. So if you need to have different rates for different times of the year, this is possible using the tour and activity booking type only. So to do this, you want to proceed to the seasonal rate section, click on enable, select seasonal rates checkbox, and then add the season name, which is high season, low season. The options would be, for example, the adult rate and the child rate. You can select when its season starts. For example, our high season will start on the 8th of June and roll over to the 20th of August, and our low season will start in September 17th and roll over to November 18th. For these seasons, you can set up the rates differently. For the high season, I'll set my adult rate at 40, and for the low season, I'll set my adult rate at 20. The child rate high season will be 30, and the child rate low season will be 10. You'll click on apply to save this. So seasonal rates are now enabled for 2 seasons, and within the storefront, your customers will see the different prices for each different season. Another thing you want to ensure is that the days that you've set up within this section do not fall outside the season that you have. If the schedule runs, you will run into an error when trying to enable the seasonal rates. That covers our pricing options in BTA. To wrap it up, please remember that the tooltips within the app provide you with more information on the settings. You can also access our support docs by clicking on any of the links within the tooltip, and those will redirect you to our help desk. Thank you for your time. Feel free to write into support@bookthatApp.com. If you need any support along the way, our team will be glad to help you get set up.